frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. For you who are trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
Correct one. I know why, because I haven't done that. Right, so we have Brett back. So again, guys, thanks Brett for pulling the video together. Thanks to Swindle for the deck analysis. Thank you to the Veraldi, who is in the chat, for letting us use his games to feature games along with D20B. I have been cheering on for New York City all event. I have honestly no idea why, but I've always enjoyed their name, and I think it's something like I really missed trying to find someone to play when I was in New York 18 months ago, and I really hope to get back there. So
the D20 teams did post in their Discord groups that they were really happy to make it into the top 16, and they cannot wait to get for Coat 9, where they're going to apparently bringing even more teams in, and they're going to try and take this by storm next time.
Please just don't break 90 teams, because I don't think I could cope. But no, we're looking forward to this.
90 teams is fine now. We've got the 12-in system. It's when we go above, I think it's 160s now on new max.
I thought it was 108, but yeah, whatever it is, when we get there, that's the next problem. Anyway, guys, so well done to New York City and Veraldi for getting through. We're going to quickly just pop through the top couple of cuts, and then we are going to end it at a sensible time yet again. We should only record 2 games each week.
We have done for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, it's been so much nicer. I could go to bed. So
one of the things that we have been mentioning about the top 8 is that due to us having more teams, we had to spread everybody out a little bit more thinner, which means the American teams have had a real good chance to shine in Coat 8. And we can see this by the fact that half of the top 8 are all USA. They've had more groups and therefore more chances to actually make it into here. And it's really great to see that 50% is all American.
Yeah, it's a real change from normal, where we normally at this point have one team left the top 8. So it's great to see. One thing I'm going to mention though briefly, slight tangent, is we are looking at changing the time of the stream slightly, moving it an hour earlier. This is to accommodate the European people and my bedtime being at a sensible time each week. So from Coat 9, the stream will be moving earlier. But just mentioning it here so we can't say we never told you, because we'll forget it until it starts. But anyway, this is the current top 32, top 8, we should say. So here we have KIP knocking out the only double champions, Team Maverick Hong Kong. KIP won 2-1. Team Maverick Hong Kong won actually the first game, and the second game KIP came through.
We were mentioning that. KP really pulled it back in the last couple of games.
And then we have Keyfrogs. Now, Keyfrogs, I know you're in the chat. Please don't take this the wrong way, guys, but you have come to this event storming. I mean, you won Cut 5 in Coat 7, loving it, and now you've come on. You've played your bloody hearts out. You've beaten Sloppy Labwork in Top 32, who were Coat 5 winners. You've beaten Amber Bimium, who I thought were going to make Top 4. Given how they were playing up until this point, so yeah, KIP versus Keyfrogs. This will be a great game to watch.
Oh, definitely. I mean, their Sanctum group wasn't the easiest either. With Can't Touch This, the Wolfpack, Manchester Maverick A, Bootcamp X, Moonkeys. Keyfrogs have had a hell of a time getting here.
Yeah,
and it's something that we saw in the last event. The teams that seem to have the hardest runs in the top cut, in the group stages, are often the ones that get the furthest because they're so used to the tough matchups.
Yeah.
And same with Team Kips, Keyfrogs, New York City haven't had it easy either.
They never do.
AC Regulars had Reap out first and then not finished with Yamamook. It's the top 32, all these teams had the potential to win it, and it's just with the admins, we can't put a name on who we think going to win this, because every team deserves to win this.
Yeah, but as an admin, I'm going to just say New York City are going to win this because they have an awesome name.
I have to back the Hamburg Atlanteans. I said that if any team that was fourth got into the top cut, they would be my backing. And Hamburg Atlanteans were fourth in their group. They got the Cinderella promotion to the top cut. They are in the top 8. The Hamburg Atlanteans won, although they've already won a coat when they won coat 6.
Yeah.
They're a fourth place team that are in the top 8. There's a couple of first place winners. There's a couple of third place. Hamburg Atlanteans are the only fourth in their group teams to still be in the event. So I've got to back them going forward.
I think from the next event onwards, any team that's won will have a little cup next to their name here, so we can remember which one it was, because we discuss it every time. The feature game we're probably looking at this time, Brett and I were discussing, is going to be Starship Looters versus the AC Regulars. We haven't told them this yet, so we haven't arranged it. But that would be good to see live on the stream next week. Well, sorry, the replay will be on the stream.
Have an entire Discord server backing them to win this. And I imagine the Starship Looters have the entirety of AFK backing them to win this. So this is going to be a high-intensity game with a lot of people cheering on their teams to get forward.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show next week going through that game.
But we are talking to hopefully get Team Exalted to get...
another game recorded. Do you want to say which game it is?
I think they want to get Kip and KeyFox. I know, JB. Saying that Hamburg Atlanteans are the underdogs seems it's really weird, and I don't want to back them. But I'm a man of my word, and I said that if any fourth place team made it into the top cut, they would be my selection to win this. And the Hamburg Atlanteans are the only fourth place team still going.
Yep.
I think the true underdogs here are the Key Frogs. This is only their second event, and they're hell of players. They won the 5th cup, but they are the true underdogs. Looking at how many of our regulars are in the top 8.
I'd say
they have.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots.
I mean, the AC regulars literally have regulars in their name, but
I don't think they're not regulars though. But yeah,
no, they're not regulars. But I imagine. I think they've had players playing other teams. This is the first time together.
Yeah, that's what I think is. So moving on to the second cup briefly. Wow.
Oh yeah,
this is again. You take a look at this, and you just take a step back and you go, no, Califax in Austria. They've been there since the first coat, pretty much from coat 1 onwards. South Wales Necklifters, another great team. Final Swindle Alpha, our last international team. Entity Spark AFK, okay, they're a little bit newer. Smudge Ultricity, another great team versus Baguette and Switch, another well-respected great team. Liptox, who does our metrics, as part of that team. And then we have Keyforge Fridays versus Alpha Pendula.
There's a few of these matchups that you could quite easily replace in the top cut, and nobody would really notice. Smodo Tri-City, one of the strongest teams in Poland, the arch rivals of Can't Touch This. I believe they joined this event to put Can't Touch This in their place after winning Coat 7.
Yeah.
I imagine that they haven't achieved that goal here, so we'll probably come back next season to get that done.
I think the way they are playing next season, they will. They will be fighting for the top cut even more.
Oh, no.
And now we come to the third one, and this is a little bit more political. So Templars of Sanctum and Toads, neither of them have contacted me. So though I've reported here Templar Santa's got the 3 wins, the Wild Wormhole will automatically get the 3 rings in top 8 because I have no way easily of doing a drop here. Put it on the wish list for the code changes, it doesn't happen very often. So Wild Wormhole will also qualify for top 4 of the third cup.
Yeah.
Then we get to Sentinels. Now Sentinels have had 2 weeks off, so I might ping them to remind them that they're still playing in the events due to the number of buys we have in the third cut to make it balanced. And they're playing easier from the bottom up. They're another good team. Interested to see what happens. But again, they're another team who didn't contact their opponents this week, so they're actually technically only won 1-0. But again, had to find a way of making it fit.
It does also end our dream of having the SCS Steelers taking on the SCS Sharks in the final.
Yeah, we were planning a road trip up to record that match
Chris
live.
said if the SCS Steelers and the SCS Sharks were in the final, we would go to Sheffield and record that live.
I didn't say it was Sheffield. I thought it was something interesting. Okay.
It's shit. You're telling me the Steel City Snefflegators You didn't think it was Sheffield.
I was hopeful. It's like the South Wales guys aren't actually Welsh, are they? One of them's in
Yeah.
Nottingham. One of them's in Nottingham.
The majority of them are like the Swindon area. Not Swindon.
Swansea.
Swansea, that's
Yeah,
the one.
'cause I went-
Where you get your driver's license?
Yeah, I've been there. DVLA. I've been to the Chaos Cards in. Is it Chaos Cards or Firestorm Cards in?
Firestorm Cards.
In Cardiff. Awesome
Cardiff.
place. Turned up with completely the wrong decks because they were playing a low SAS deck when I turned up with like my 6 high SAS decks, so I just happened to be driving past. It's like, okay, I'll buy 4 decks. Right, one of these must be playable. and yeah, let's just leave it as that. Great event though. Then we get HKB versus Coast to Coast. Again, I'm probably going to have to poke HKB to remind them they're still in the event. And then finally we have SCS Sharks versus Arcanium Fire. Now Arcanium Fire were an awesome team, and it was such a shock to see them only in the 3rd cut when we were playing them.
Arcanium Fire and SCS Sharks might need a ping as well.
It's okay, we've got Simon for that. Simon's in SCS Sharks, it helps.
Is he? I thought he was in
Steelers. That's even worse.
Yeah, Simon's in Steelers.
Okay.
He was the only one that played his game.
Okay, we'll get him to poke the Sharks then, to remind them. But yeah, I mean, this is the 3rd cut. We aren't too strict on the 2nd or 3rd cut. We're strict on the top cut.
Just remember, kids, we're trained professionals. Do not poke sharks at home.
Really?
If you want to poke a shark, go for it. I've only had negative experiences poking sharks.
But you still have all 10 fingers, right? Or did you stop?
Yeah, but I did not have 10 fingers to begin with.
You had 9?
No, I had more. I'm from Bolton.
I thought you said you had 9 fingers, then you gained one when you poked a shot. But
It will
yeah,
let me draw a card. True, if you do poke a neutron shark, it will let you draw a card. Fair play, Ultimo Fox.
the meta is coming through nicely. Well, guys, and on that, I think we're gonna end today's show because I don't know how to respond to that meta joke from the meta man himself. But thanks everyone for watching. Next week we'll have hopefully that feature game or different feature game ready to go. But I mean, JB, you're here. Would you say the top cut is as challenging as it was for Coat 7? I'm very interested to get your opinion. Now we haven't
As a
quite got there
returning
yet.
top, as a person that's been in both top cuts.
And the gentleman who declared that we had one of the hardest top cuts ever in a tournament online. I'm curious to get your feedback, but we'll bring that up with you next week, man. But guys, we'll be back same time next week, 9 PM BST. Has been a bit for us. Well, Justice Blind, we don't want your life being too easy, man. We've got to give you the challenges. Otherwise, why do you
was on the opposite side of the board for you this time.
Yeah, it does seem to be that whoever plays Repout gets the final, doesn't it? I thought the last. I might have to look at the results.
That was the 80 regulars that knocked out Repout. We're going to have to correlate this data.
Yeah, we'll have to go through and check that. We accept all challenges.
I'm going to have to just keep on top of the Key Frogs Cape games just because I want to watch them, never mind record them.
So, Justice Blind and Key Frogs, if you could possibly arrange the games not to be Sunday or Monday or Saturday, we would love to record them as our secondary feature game. And we may even have a special live stream of them, or live stream of the commentary, or if not live stream of the games themselves, if we can fit them into our busy schedule. So, yeah.
Well, depending on the AC regulars, Starship Looters, how they organise their games, we'll play it by ear. But I'll get in touch with all 4 teams, and we'll go from there.
I'm just seeing Justice Blind has said he accepts all challenges. So the challenge for you, Justice Blind, is to be able to arrange a set of games with the Key Frogs before the weekend, where we can live stream them. Which requires Brett or myself to be available, and we can bring in additional people as required. That is the challenge we give you, Justice Blind.
And Torval. Don't forget Torval.
Oh, and Torval as well. But
Torval and the Key Frogs need to consent to this as well.
Yeah, but Justice Blind is the one accepting the challenge, not Torval.
True.
For whatever with Denmark time is indeed a challenge. Anyway, guys, let's end this here. So thanks so much for watching the show. We'll be back again in another week, and have a great week. Keep on forging and enjoy yourselves.
See you next week.
Stay safe. I will play the Patreon credits, or Brett will tell me off.
I will, yes.